my channel. Today's video is just a very simple get ready with me walk through makeup tutorial type thing, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be starting off with my eyes first, and I'm going to be using a ton of different Colourpop single shadows. I created this palette when they had a sale, and so we're going to use these, and then I don't know, I might dabble into other things, but that's what I'm using for now. So I'm going to go into my eyeshadow base from Essence. This is the I Love Color Intensifying eyeshadow base. It's not my favorite, but it works, and I'm just trying to use it up. I don't like to, I feel like concealers, I try and stick with like the ones I like, and then I can be wasteful with them, so I'm trying to use up any products that I do buy that aren't too bad. So this, as you can see, it's just really clear, so it doesn't like conceal anything like some eyeshadow primers do. So that's probably why I don't like it as much, but it definitely works. Keeps the shadow on. There's that. I'm gonna set everything with a cream shadow from Colourpop. That one right there. And I just kind of lightly set that powder everywhere, nothing too intense, and I don't typically highlight my brow bone till like my entire look's down, sometimes till I like finish my face, so that's when I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to go in and put my transition shade down, and today I'm going to go into a peachy shade. And what I've been noticing is I tend to, at least when I watch makeup videos, is I'll tend to like try and listen to what products they're using, because I feel like the popular people get the less likely they are to leave them in the description box. So if you're watching this and you want to know like what exactly this transition shade is, just comment down below and I'll be happy to respond. But it is like a lot of work to find or to like list all the products for every video when I feel like it doesn't really do much for people, so that's why I just haven't been listing them. I'll always kind of talk about them out loud, but see, that's another thing that this primer does. It kind of like, I don't know if you can tell too well on my eye, but it kind of skips right there. So I'll just try and pack this, I guess, but don't really like that. So I am filming this the day after the Bachelorette finale, so it's Wednesday after, and that was such, I mean, I didn't like the ending, obviously, because you want them to end up with people, but on the other hand, you don't want them to end up with bad people. So I am kind of, not that I know Jed personally, but from what he exhibited on the show, I'm glad that that was kind of the route she decided, and you know, definitely did what was best for her and her future. I know, like, personally, her parent, like, I would rather have other people tell me stuff than like my mom, or like just the people that know you the best. You just don't want to hear it, and that's really hard. Because when they did the hometown, when she was there talking with her family when they met Jed, neither of the parents were like, wow. They were just like, you know, he's good, trying to be supportive, but, you know, also being honest, and, you know, being married to a musician is not, at least for most people, is not the easiest path in life, and might not be the most stable when it comes to finances, and that's what the parent said, and you know, it's hard for someone to hear that about someone you love. So I understand kind of why she just was like meh, kind of just ignored that part of what they said. But you know, I think eventually she realized that when her eyes kind of were off of everything and she was able to look back and kind of, oh wow, this was the better option and like the better way to go about it. So I'm glad, you know, this is what happened. And so yeah, it was, so if you haven't watched the finale, this is obviously a spoiler video. Like, I'm just gonna talk about it, but I do feel bad for her, but at the same time, I do think like you have to learn that stuff yourself. So I know she at the end is like, oh crap, I should have gone with Tyler, but I think she had to see that for herself. And it is hard when you're in the Bachelor world and you don't have any idea what has happened and you've only known them for so long, to not be blindsided and zoomed in on what exactly is happening. So I understand like completely why it kind of went the way it did, but it does suck to have gone that far with someone. And yeah, it sucks. So I don't really know what exactly I'm going for today. Like I said, I just built up a bunch of pretty colors in the crease. I really like these shadows. These are so good. I cannot believe, so my recommendation with the Colourpop ones is to wait until they go on sale. So I got these when they were 50% off. It's like 50% off build your own palette, which is so awesome. So definitely, I mean, if you're on a budget, wait for that. But they're so affordable. Obviously, it's Colourpop, but you know, I would just wait for that if you're worried about how expensive they're gonna be. So there's this shade in here that I haven't used yet. It's so pretty. Let me put it where you can see it. It's like so pretty. So I don't know if I want to do that like here and then like a pink. Yeah, let's do that. I think I'm gonna do the white there and then like a sparkly pink, and then we'll make it darker on the outer. Okay, so I'll probably need another palette. I do have this shade right here, which is like a very subtle shimmer, but I think I'm gonna need to go into another palette for this. This is the Morphe Bronze Goals, and I think this will have kind of what I want. There's some shimmery pinks up here. So first, I think I'm gonna darken up everything with some brown and plum colors. So and I was reading the like BuzzFeed articles and stuff like that today, and pretty much everyone was like, yeah, I don't think Tyler's super interested. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the next Bachelor, but they didn't announce it, which I thought they normally do on the finale. So I was surprised about that, but I don't know. I don't think he was part of the Paradise cast. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, and then a little bit darker. But I guess it's like, okay, you didn't choose me, and now you're like, oh, Jed sucks. Now I want you. I don't think I would feel very good about myself if that's, you know, what happened. So I understand where he's coming from, but I'm sure he'll be a gentleman and go out with her and get some answers, like, what the heck, what happened? Like, we made it this far, I want to know. Get some, you know. So that's good. That'll be good for him. And obviously I'll clean everything up here when I'm done with all the shimmers, but this is turning out interesting. It's kind of fun when you don't have, like, this is the exact look I want in mind, because then you can just kind of play with everything, but then at the same time when you have a look in mind, it is a little more structured. But it's all good. I can always just wipe this off. I have to remind myself of that. Okay, first I'm gonna go into the shimmery pink color in Bronze Goals, and I'm gonna apply that on like a packing brush. With like a bronzy rose gold color. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I really like that. I don't think I've done a look with that before. It's so pretty. I love it. All right. So now's the challenge. How are we going? It's like a loose glitter. I don't know exactly what these shadows are called. Pressed glitter. Okay. So it's going to be a little tricky. So I think what I'm going to do, it's obviously not going to be like the same color it would be if I like put concealer down or anything like that. So I think I'm gonna take my packing brush. Oh my gosh, it's so loose. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. So it's like I don't know if I want to keep this in here though, because it's so soft. But it's literally like, look, little crystals. So I think I'm just gonna use this as like a topper. That's not what I expected. I thought it was like a stark one, but it's really fun. Okay, I'm gonna try with my finger. Okay, it is moving so much in this pan. I'm gonna take it out. I don't want it to break down. Oh wow. It's so pretty though. You see it? It's gorgeous. It's just kind of hard to work with. That's interesting. So like, let me try and show this. So this is the pressed glitters. Oh my gosh, I have so much. And this one is called Island Hopping. It's so pretty. But I'll definitely have to keep that in mind when I do more looks, that it's like a topper. All right, so I'm gonna do my mascara and then we'll wipe away any fallout. Hopefully I'll be able to get these like crystals off my eyelids or off my eyelashes. And I am going into the Essence Lash Primer. I saw on an article today that the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Primer is really good too, so I'll probably have to try that one out next. And this is the CoverGirl Lump Crusher. I have glitters all over my face. It's so fun though, like toppers and stuff like that. They're so fun. Alright, so I'm just gonna I just put on like a very light coat of this clump crusher. It's just not my favorite. It just doesn't do much for me. I think a lot of my friends that like that one have like short lashes, and I don't really have that problem. I need more like clumpy, like big lashes. My lashes are pretty long to begin with. So I need that extra voom, not really the length. And I think that's what that one's good for. There we go. And catch any fallout we have. I'm pretty sure we'll get fallout like all day from these glitters, which is fine, but I'll just have to figure out how to work with that one and see how it's best like applied. I just like to kind of cleanse my face. All right, so we're looking good. Here's what the eye looks like right now. It's so fun and like summery. It's so beachy. It's so fun. Okay. I think for primers today, let's go into ones I don't use too often. I like this one. I just don't use it too often. It's the CoverGirl one. But oh, I keep forgetting. I have these and I love them. The e.l.f. booster drops. I just like, it's like an extra step that I tend to forget. So these are the hydrating ones. And then this is the sun-kissed one. And I do notice a difference whenever I apply these. I just totally forget sometimes. So make sure my hands are clean from the glitters. The more you get into makeup, the more steps there are, and then the more I tend to forget. So I just have to like, I probably should put them in a different spot than like behind my camera in all my brushes, or else I'll forget them. Okay, so I think for foundation, I want to do this combo. This Jackie Ann Makeup, her YouTube channel, she tried this out and loves it. It's the L'Oreal Infallible with the Superstay combo, and it's so good. I haven't done it in a while because I've been testing out like wedding makeup foundations, but this for like an everyday one is so good. So I'm definitely going to use that, I think, today. Definitely going to, I think. That's very decisive. Ooh, my face is so hydrated. Feels so good with those drops. Alright, so it's nice and primed. I think I'll do some color correcting. Just use my little e.l.f. one. It's the e.l.f. color correcting stick. Just blend this out a little bit with a brush. My eyes aren't too bad today, but can't forget these steps. Very important steps. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to go into these two. Put some on the back of my hand. Mostly the Superstay one, and then like a drop of the Infallible. And I'm going to take my Morphe sponge and kind of press these in and mix them, and then we'll start applying. bring it down the neck. What I like about this combo is I love the Super Stay on its own, but it is so matte. So what the little bit of the L'Oreal does is it just gives it a little bit more of a healthy skin-like finish than if I just went with the Super Stay. So the Super Stay is awesome, and people compare it to the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it also is super matte. So if you're not into that kind of thing, just be aware of that. Okay, for concealer, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And I'm going to blend this out. I typically don't do this, but this is such a thick one. I'm going to blend it out with the same brush I used for the color corrector. And then we'll blend it and press it in with the sponge. Take a little bit of extra. I don't really need more coverage. So take my sponge and press this concealer in. Like that. Wow, this face is looking really good. I like it a lot. All right, wipe that stuff off. So I'm going to cream contour, but I am gonna, this creases pretty quickly because it's so thick. I'm going to set that real quick with my Lancome powder. Yeah, it's already creasing. So before you blend it out or do any more stuff, set it. I'm just gonna take a little powder and set that because I am gonna do cream, and then I'll set my face. So for cream contour today, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Cushion Contour. And I like this brush. This is like a small stippling brush for it. And I go back and forth with, like, I think in the summer cream contour it looks so gorgeous, and it just like lightly gives you a little more sun-kissed of a look, and you can get away with it, where like in the winter I think it's good for like sculpting. So in my personal opinion, that's kind of where I am with it. I just like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Never mind. Okay. And I think people tend to go for cream products in the summer because they're so easy and they look so natural. This one might be almost out because I'm like pressing into the cushion. Like that. I think I'm gonna take a different brush just because this one might be like a little too dried out for what I'm trying to do right now. And take like a denser brush. There we go. Not too much. I think I like how it looks. I think I'm going to toss this. It's a little too dried out. So now I'm going to bake it up with my sponge. What I like to do before I use my sponge to put powder on it, as I will squeeze out, like, look, some of that foundation came off, and then just any excess dampness, water. we don't want it to have too much water in it, because then the powders can change color and stuff like that. So I'm just going to take it on my sponge. I guess this one is probably better on that side. I'm going to carve out my cheekbones. Oh yeah. And then just press this powder into the skin. So I'm going to finish up my lower lash line. I'm going to go into a eyeliner here. I never really do white because I just don't like how it looks on me. I know a lot of people like white in the waterline, but I don't. I'm going to go into my Essence one, my favorite. It's this one, the Extreme Lasting one. So good. It's waterproof too. I'm going to take a really small brush like this and then take the two dark browns that I use on the outer portion and put it really close to that black. I'm gonna buff everything out just with all those like different blending shades we use. I'm gonna use this little brush here from Morphe. It's the M321. It's a really good brush for this step. I think I'll take a little bit of that. There we go. So if you guys watched my bridal trial, I used the Scotch tape to kind of create like a winged type effect, and I just didn't like how the lower lash line blended into it. It looked really good for like that stark kind of look if you want that, but I just didn't like what it did for the lower lash line, so probably won't be doing that for my wedding day. I'm gonna go into the clump crusher for my lower lash line. Sorry, my lower lashes. Right. While we are waiting, I'm gonna brush up my brows and set them with a brow gel. This is my favorite brow gel right now. It's one of the only ones I've used, so I need to test out that Benefit one. People love that one. This is the Busy Gal Brow by Tarte. It just has this super small spoolie. Oops, I'm gonna get some in there. Like that. Alright, I'm going to set my contour, my cream contour, with my Thrive Cosmetics Rhea bronzer. It's a pretty cool tone one. I'm going to use this angled brush from Firma. Such a good brush. I got it in an Ipsy, so. What's interesting to me, I love watching other makeup people, obviously, but it's interesting to see like what techniques they do for steps that I kind of switch up. So like some people for bronzer will like just go like this and blush it all in. Some people will like press this into the cream product to really make sure it sets it. So it's just kind of personal preference and that kind of thing, but I've just been testing out a bunch of things recently, and it's hard to tell like what I like because I don't ever really wear my makeup for too long. I don't wear makeup to work, and so like if I'm doing it, it's on my off days, and I try and sleep on my off days, so it's like maybe I'll wear it for like 6 hours, which isn't too long. But it's good to see. So that's what I did when I like pressed the powder in. So that's the Thrive Cosmetics. It has a T, so confusing. I'm going to go into my Becca by Chrissy Teigen palette and take this bronzer in here and kind of like lightly put this everywhere. Trying to find like a good brush for this. This just has a little bit more of a glow to it, so. And it's a little more orange, if you can tell. All right, there's that. For blush today, I'm gonna go into, I haven't used this blush in forever. It's the Burt's Bees, what's it called? Oh, it fell. Toasted Cinnamon Blush. It's magnetic though. That's cool. I didn't know that. Kathleen Lights loves this one. It's like a bronzy kind of color, so it just looks so natural with your bronzer. But I haven't used it in a while. Oh wow. This looks way too dark. All right, girlfriend. Let me try. I also, in my Colourpop order, picked up this brush. It is their F14. It's so good. It's their like stippling brush. I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's probably like a large stippling brush or something, but let's look for the F14. Okay. It'll look a little more subtle, especially when I use setting powder and stuff like that. Or setting powder spray. So let me make sure our lashes are dry. I'm going to use my All-Star and set everything. Get my fan. Okay. We're doing a little better here. It just looked a little too intense. I'm going to wait for this to dry. While we're waiting for it to dry, I can set or like highlight my brow bone and stuff. So I don't know what to do with this baby though. It's so kind of tricky. It's a tricky guy. I'm going to put it over here until I find a home. I'm going to go into a single shadow from Colourpop. I'll tell you what this one is. Let me explain. It's just like a really pretty goldy shimmer color. Light gold shimmer. I haven't used it yet though. And I got some on my eyebrows. I'm surprised that more people don't talk about these shadows. They're so good. I think people with Colourpop tend to go to their palettes just because there's so many being released that they don't dive into the single shadows, but they're so good. I wish they would. But this is only my like, what, second time using them. I'm already impressed though, so I'm allowed to have an opinion. Okay, I'm gonna spray this one more time. No. We're gonna set everything with powders and then we'll continue. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my Maybelline Fit Me powder and set my face just for some extra coverage. And I wear glasses and I just cannot avoid that like crease that it does on my nose. So I'm just gonna set it a little extra, but I just know it's not gonna do it. I'm gonna use the Brighten Up powder by Essence for underneath my eyes. And then real quick, I'm going to carve out my cheekbones one more time. Woo! and just press it into the skin everywhere. For sure it didn't get too powdery. For highlight, I'm going to go into, sorry, a couple powders first. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. First, I'm going to use Dim Light, and I'm just going to put this on my entire face. I think I might. Sorry. Sure, I'll go into this brush. I got the mini to try it out, and then I was like, no girl, I need the full size. And I got the luminous light one in full. They're so good. Oh, my nose. It just, it's so pretty. Like, it just provides this like really subtle glow that I just cannot explain. And then on top of my blush, I'm going to go into Luminous Light. This one. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And I just kind of use this as a blush topper. So pretty. I'm going to take away all of my powders. And let's blend everything in one more time. And then spray everything, and then we'll highlight. And then I try and find my fan without opening my eyes. Oh no, it broke. My dollar store fan broke. Alright. So pretty. Okay. For highlight, I'm going to go back into that Becca by Chrissy Teigen palette and take a mix of the two highlights in it. Spray one more time. Actually, let's use my other spray. I have this spray. It's not my favorite, but a lot of people like it. It's the Shake and Glow Dew Mist from L'Oreal, so let's do it. Okay, for lips, I'm going to go into I haven't done like a fun lip in a while. Like a hot pink lip would be really fun. I haven't done that in a while. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Lip in Valentine. Should we try it? Sure. I'm gonna line my lips first. Oops, not that liner. I guess this will, no, I think I have a hot pink one. Well, we want like a little bit more of a color one. This is Bear to Comment by Wet n Wild. These are such good drugstore lip liners. Oh, it already broke. Oh, that's disappointing. It broke on me. I'm gonna go into, sorry, I'm being so indecisive today. This one from Sephora. This is called Bellflower. And these are really good too, but this is not what I was going for. But I do want to line my lips. Is this a little too purpley? But hopefully it'll set like a good base for what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going to go into the Kylie. We'll see how this looks. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I haven't done something like this in a while. So I'm going to let this dry. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was an all over the place video, like my normal videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.